Going Through the Fires of Life with Jesus by Pastor Robert McKim. Chapter 4. My Grandfather. My mom's dad, my grandfather, lived in Rainersville, Ohio, in Morgan County. We would go to visit him every other Sunday. He was a good cook and would fix fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and noodles. He lived with his mom till she passed away one summer that me and my parents went to Storybook Forest in Fort Ligonier, Pennsylvania. When we got to the hotel, the front desk called to our room to tell us that the state police was there looking for us. The state patrol officer came to our room and told us that my grandfather's mom, my great-grandmother, had passed away. My parents decided to go the next day to Fort Ligonier, Storybook Forest, and then a zoo, then head home right after. My grandfather lived alone after his mom passed away. We would visit him every other Sunday, and I would dress as a police officer, a cowboy, or I would just be myself. I loved my grandfather and would follow him any place. One evening he got a call from a farmer that some cows had got out and was in a cornfield. I went with him to chase cows. My grandfather was easy to be used, and in the late 1980s, after I got married, his niece moved in with many dogs, cats, and other animals. I could not even visit him in his home anymore because his niece was afraid that we would get bit. I think there was more to it than just what she was saying. As time went on in the late 1990s, and when I was going through my divorce, I was allowed to go in his house. One day my parents and I got a call that he was missing. I called off work, and my wife and I went down to see if we could find him. We later found out that he was found in an outhouse. My wife and I went and talked to the sheriff, and they said he was found at a neighbor's house. When I was going through my divorce and staying with my parents, we got a call that he was in the hospital because his niece hid him and she was in jail. We went down and took him to his doctor appointments and took him to the hospital. He had a spot on his lung that they later said was, this is me when I was around 7 years old in a highway patrol police uniform my parents got me from Sears for Christmas. I was at my grandfather's in these photos showing off my skills. I would stay with my grandfather every other weekend when I was going through my divorce after his niece left to help take him to the store and to pay bills. One day, I and my parents went to his house to take him to an appointment, and he was accusing me of stealing his hammers and his rugs. I was in shock of why he was accusing me of this crime when I know I never did. I was going to call the sheriff to have them come and talk to my grandfather. I picked up the phone and called 911, and my grandfather went off on me and hit me in the head and face. The sheriff came and talked to my grandfather, and my grandfather told the sheriff that aliens landed and came in his house and took his hammers and rugs. The sheriff told me that my grandfather needed help and that we needed good luck with him. I went to talk to an attorney to see if I couldn't get guardianship to help take care of him. But when the court investigator went to talk to my grandfather, she took the Adult Protective Services worker with her that saw my grandfather after his niece and him got into a fight. This is really not what they were to do. The law says that the court investigator was to go by themselves to talk to someone. They told the judge that even though that my grandfather was diagnosed with dementia with delusions, that there was nothing wrong with him. I stayed away, and my parents would go and visit him, and he would tell them that he would see my van down there, and I would be going into his basement to take things. We went down for a family reunion once, and went up to his house to see how he was doing. He said that we were there and made a mess all over his toilet, and he had to clean it up. I saw some money on a chair and showed it to my mom. She showed my grandfather, and he said that it was from the government people that was there to see him. My grandfather's mind and health was failing him, and no one would do anything till the doctor had him go into a nursing home for a month to get better after a fall. The doctor ordered home health aide to check in on him. My grandfather would accuse the aides of stealing from him, and they quit going to see him. One day my mom and I had been trying to call him to see how he was doing. We called the sheriff, and the sheriff said he was doing fine. Then we called his neighbor, and they said he was in the nursing home again. We went down to McConnellsville, Ohio, to the nursing home, and I stayed out in the car till he said it was okay to go in to see him. My mom asked him about the bills, and he said that he gave all his money to a farmer friend to pay his bills. We stopped to see what bills they paid, and was still going to pay, and they gave my mom a jar full of change that my grandfather had. Well, a few months later, my mom was receiving bills that was told was paid by the other people. Come to find out that they never paid the bills they said they paid, and they just took my grandfather's Social Security money and didn't pay anything with it. We told the Social Security office, but they said there was nothing they could do about it. We even told the sheriff, and they said the same thing. It is so stupid to allow people to steal from an old sick man and do nothing about it. My grandfather passes away in the nursing home, while my ex-wife and I was with him, and my mom left to get something to eat and get out and get some air. I think that he was waiting for her to leave to pass away.